Hey guys, how you doing? Alright, let's get into some tactics. Okay. C5. What's the idea and what's our idea? Okay, the idea for C5 is basically he wants to retreat his queen out. He wants to give a spot for his queen to flee to. And so we have to look at, do we have enough? What can we do here? It's also attacking our rook too, so. So if we play pawn takes pawn, queen takes a3. See, pawn takes pawn, queen takes a3. Let's get in this zone here. Oh yeah, this is a tickler for sure, a teaser. That's all. Hey, how you doing? Rook D. C takes B. Oh. So double attack. 1 second. Excuse me. So C here, and then you bring your other bishop in. You have D7. Bishop takes. Takes D, and then bishop takes. And you're up a whole piece in that line. So let's see here. So we did, okay, so bishop take, queen takes here. Can't go here. So queen C, E7. Rook takes. takes, bishop takes, and king's forced to take at that point. Okay, and then queen d6 and... Alrighty, gotcha, getcha. So queen d1, that doesn't do anything. So I stay at queen d1, but then he's got bishop b3, and the discovery picks up our queen, so we don't really have anything in that line. I'm thinking about playing queen d2. I believe that's really the only move that saves the team. So queen takes, and then rook there, and we're up a whole piece. There we go. Okay. So bishop takes, king there to mate. Bishop takes f6, king f8, queen f7 mate. So bishop takes f8, f6, check, king h. Oh, we're in check. That would help. Wow. Okay, that changes the whole calculation on on the sitch for sure, for sure. Well, I'm trying to see if king f1 isn't, because we walk into a check on d2 with the knight. If we play king f2, he goes queen d2, and then he picks up our bishop and all of our attacks gone. I'm thinking f1, knight d2, king g2, and then if he tries checking with the queen on d2, we can intercept with f3. Yeah, I believe this is the... We're kind of stuck. We may have to just take it. I don't see anything better than takes. King G, G2, and if rook checks, we can intercept with the bishop to f2, and if queen check, same thing. So, oh, really? Huh. Oh, because of that, if he comes over here, we can block. Okay. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. There we go. Make sure I put it down. There we go. So let's go through that again. Because it can't come here, can't go there, no more checks. Okay, dokie. Okay, we take. Alright, let's see if we check. It comes up. Come over, check. Nope, 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 nope. Nobody, nope, 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 nope. Ah. Well, a lot of them have the prior puzzle. A lot of them had mating potential. We get checkmated. There was one where one was we got mated, and then two of the other checks that we had done would have actually allowed for the queen to take our bishop. Boy. That would have been a draw. I was trying to find the stalemate trick too, because I just couldn't. I didn't see it that all the way there. That we have to be on the lookout for that. See, bishop takes d7. If knight takes d7, pawn takes. F takes, and then knight takes, which attacks the queen. And we pick up a pawn. If bishop takes, queen takes, pawn takes. If knight takes, queen takes. Knight takes, and we're... Is there anything simpler that we're missing here? Anything simpler? Okay. The one line is e takes, actually, bishop takes d7, check. If queen takes d7, f takes e6, and if knight takes e6, knight takes e6, queen takes e6, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's queen takes d5, and I think we pick up a pawn in that line. I think we pick up a pawn in that line. And there's a couple other ones, but I'm just looking at, I don't really see anything else that potentially has enough. Well, we could maybe sack our knight. Knight takes d5, pawn takes, and then we take, and then we push, but I don't know how well that would handle. Yeah, I'm going with the bishop takes. Wow. Yeah, it was a, sorry. Wow, I gotta try that again. there's nothing to show for that. Oh, snap. I thought we could actually take here. This is my idea. Take it here. Take it here. Take it here. When it comes down here, then you have that. But the problem is it doesn't work. So knight takes knight, pawn takes, and then we can win the bishop. Knight takes knight, but then potentially there's bishop a5. Knight e2. The knight, the bishop would pick up the knight. Takes, attacks there, and then we come in. There we go. Yeah, good job, guys. Yes, we're doing it. Yeah. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Happy day. So rook takes g7, king takes g7. Rook g1 check. King h1, then we play bishop takes f6. That'd be me. So my line is rook takes, g7 check, king takes g7, rook g1 check, king I'm not sure what to do after that. I'm not sure which way the king wants to actually run to. He's gonna have to go f7. So if he goes king f7, queen check, king e6. Well, I guess we do have a rook e1, don't we, pinning the queen. Yeah, I believe this is the move. Oh. Well, queen here. Actually, the queen would check there. What are we missing? How did it come to this? Let's see here. Okay. I think that's the only move that forces him to actually come up. Yeah, good find there. Great job. I was looking at that too. I was like, is that the only move that forces a mate? Let's see. We have a Anastasia's mate, but I don't have the ability to sacrifice on h2 to do it though. Ay, ay, ay. So we may have to come up with something a little bit different here. That was a pattern I saw, but it doesn't work because we don't have the ability to sacrifice anything at that moment. Let me see, what could we do? If there was a way to pull this rook off somehow down here, we could, in theory, checkmate with d1. So Interesting move. Interesting move, huh? So rook c1. Knight c7. Oh boy. down a whole piece, so and we can't delay. There's something. Um, oh. Oh no, rook. You mean c8? It's c8. Knight. Oh. Oh. Oh, I gotcha. Oh. For some reason I thought you were talking about a rook, but yeah. Knight c1. I'm used to the letters being larger, so on, like capital N. No, it's okay. It was my fault. I was so focused. I thought it's not you. It's fine. I thought it was rook c1, but I'm a knight c1. I didn't even think about that. That's actually a really good move. Really good move. Check. Oh, we pick up a knight. Well, let me see. Knight there. We can't. I don't know if we could check with. Oh, Oh, silly me. Just grab the. Why didn't I think about that? Just grab the knight. Right there. It's like right in your face. Some of those puzzles are like you're so close to them that you miss basically the most simple move. Just take. Don't check. We pick up a knight and there's nothing your opponent can do about it. Yeah. It's one of those things that there's nothing they could do. The queen, the knight's blocked, and it's like, and so we're actually, I think we were up a pawn in that line. I believe we were up one pawn. A pawn can win in a end game, so we know that for sure. If you have two pawns and you have one outside pass pawn and you have one on the other side, the king's gonna have to run over and grab your pass pawn. So two pawns to one could win the game. It's all where it's located. Let me see here. True. Because we're attacking his rook, so he doesn't have enough time to actually grab our knight. But he can grab our rook via knight f7 if we take that. So well, even if he did that, we can bring a rook over and bishop e5, check, queen, king d8, queen takes f5. I think rook f7 might actually be a, well, no, if we took the knight, the queen would take the, well, wow, this is a interesting predicament we're in, aren't we? We could check, we could actually, I think you're right on this. I gotta see the, what would happen after, after this check. I was looking at this. Yeah, so he's better. So 3 attackers. Yeah. That was a crazy combo there, but it worked. I'm looking at a rover right now. Rook up and over. Yeah, I'm thinking that this has to be. We're doing good. We're working together as a team, and we're figuring it all out. You just have to. Tactics are just one of those things. You have to get the patterns down. Eventually, you'll be able to on the board notice it. And it'll just like appear to you one day because you'll have done it enough times. It's just, you know, you gotta work, and we're gonna get it. But I enjoy it, so it's not, I don't really consider it work. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's try to trade off our. He's gonna try to pick up a pawn, but see, we're not worried about pawn. We want to go for mate. So is there anything? Is there any spot we can? Let's see. Let's see if we play rook takes d7, rook takes d7, knight e5. He'd play queen takes, wouldn't he? Well, actually, if he did that, we'd have mate. So rook takes. He's forced to take with the rook or the bishop. Otherwise, if he, well, no, he's not, because if he takes our queen, that's with check. So he's not forced to do that. I'm trying to see if there's any. We're so close to, if we could get a rook here, we have a Arabian mate. It's kind of weird, but I noticed that this whole diagonal is open. I'm thinking it might be queen h4. Because when this queen, if you use the Aikido principle, when the queen moved over to g6, the queen left this whole diagonal open because every move has a drawback, and so this would allow us to take it over, and the bishop can't come here because it would be mate, and we're threatening mate. So the only move that would be playable would be f6. He could play f6, and then by doing that we play bishop to h5 and we pick up the queen. My teacher told me that you should, for even a tactic, every tactic that you do, you should have a reason for it. And so I was like, that's a good way of thinking about it, because then he told me it becomes more of a personal. So it becomes, you remember it more because you've made it part of your description of it, and so your brain just remembers it. I guess that's the best way of saying it. Sometimes it's hard to put in words what my teacher, all the wonderful knowledge my teacher gave me. It's kind of weird. There's a yeah. Let's see here. It's interesting. These two pawns here, in theory, from Jeremy Silman's Endgame book, these two pawns should defend themselves, even if black loses this pawn and we trade rooks in this pawn. And it should be a draw with these two pawns. It should be. So that's why I'm trying to figure out if there's any other thing that we can do. Trying to see if king g2. Let's see, king g2. Rook h6. King f3. Rejects on h3. So we can't really approach that pawn. We might be able to actually win that pawn if we play rook e1. Rook g3 check. King h2. Huh. I'm thinking it potentially might be. I'm just trying to figure out if there's anything better than king g2, and I really don't see. This is the only way to activate our king. Rook to e1, and we should actually pick up a pawn. Oh. No? What's the... Oh, okay. Oh, snap. Oh, wow. Wow, the old skewer, should have noticed that. Should have been on the lookout for that when it comes to the two rooks like that. They're very close. Wow, we're down 2 pieces. So we've got to move quick. Let me see. Okay, rook takes. Yeah, this should be checkmate here. Yeah. Yeah, it's you take here because she's forced to take, and then I always remember my teacher taught me that if you have a piece like this, it just dominates everything. let's see, check, rook takes, check, rotation. Yeah, I believe that here's another rook sack. Gotta love those rook sacks. Actually, queen sack, then double check like that. That's really sweet. Let's see if we play, yeah, queen. If we play queen takes here, queen takes, rook check, queen back, and we win because this knight guards these two squares here. We're just going to move our king up. Oh, wait. If we move our king up, can he play bishop check? Well, if he plays bishop check, then we can play king. Okay, this right here is very critical because our queen hangs on just this here. So we can't move our rook. We have to keep our rook, so we have to calculate properly. King h2, rook, bishop g1, king king g3, bishop f2, king g4, rook f4, and then king h5, rook h4 check, knight takes, queen takes, so we'd lose in that line. Yikesies. Am I missing something? Let me see here. So king h2, bishop g2, g1, king g3, I guess we could have perpetual if we wanted that. Rook takes f1, queen takes f6, and so we're lost in that line. So yeah, so we're kind of forced with this. Wow, that's, I gotta see that. Why doesn't, oh, the bishop, oh, why didn't I think of this? This is why it doesn't work. Silly me. If we play here, we play up. He can't play here because this bishop blocks. And no more check. I forgot this bishop was here. This bishop really causes, oops, I don't know what that, causes black a problem. This is his headache. Okay. For some reason I thought that the rook could get here, like we'd come here, here, the king, oops, sorry, here, here, here. Somehow this rook could get here, the king would come up, rook would come over, knight would take, and then the queen would take. but I forgot that the bishop was right here. So we solved it, but it's a good thing we went over it. Yeah. It's that piece blocking that I have to be able to visualize, because sometimes you're in a one position, but you don't. You think that a piece could get to where it is, and you see phantoms, and it could cost you a win. Yep, that's right. Let's see here. Let's see if we played bishop, check, king up. Bishop g3, check. King, okay, bishop g3, king e2, rook. Which rook do we want to slide over? Rook e1, check, knight comes, bishop takes, pawn takes. Yeah. Not really. I don't. That's the one thing I kind of. Let me see. Maybe there might be. Hold on. Forward pieces, themes. Not set. So I'll have to check. Because pin, he comes up here. We have him. We have him in the yeah. It was, that's the one thing I did like about Allied Chess, was they did have the ability for you to draw arrows. If you try to draw an arrow on here, it moves the piece and then you lose points. Well, this was my idea. Bishop g3. I'll put it in there for you. Check. King e2. And then rook. I'm not sure which rook to send over. We'll try the d rook. D e1, check. And then knight e4. e4. And I'm kind of stumped after that. After what to do in that line. I'm thinking that if we take, then it frees up his position. And the saddest thing is we can't, we have a bishop slicing here and a queen slicing here, but we don't have a mate, and that's the headache. And I'm like, we're so close and we're just so far away. I wish they did have arrows that you can draw. Let's see, what's this? That's a search. So ask a question. Well, I might make a suggestion. to add, and we may, if you guys have chess.com, you guys can come down to the question and then maybe make a suggestion about adding arrows to the puzzles, and that would be oh, you can? Oh, I'll have to do that then. I'll have to do that. I didn't know you had that. That was possible. Okay, sweet. So tags. I'll have to I'll have to get that downloaded so I can do arrows. And I'll practice with it. Then I can draw arrows on the board without worrying about the pieces moving. That would be really helpful. Check with your rook first. Okay, rook. Well, okay, well, let's work through that. Rook d8, check. Let's say king f2. King f2. Yeah, because he has this little spot to go to. I'm sure that's the first move. Ooh, I think we got it. If we play queen takes, bishop takes, rook check. So queen takes. Well, interesting. If we play bishop takes d3 right now, the king would have to take on d3, queen c3, king was back, and then queen e3. Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. Hold on. Be careful. Yeah, we don't want to make any mistakes there. See, check comes there. He only has one move after this, so there we go. Just wanted to make 100% sure that our line was right. Okay. Let's see. This would be made if we can get a rook here. Trying to think if there's any way to get a rook there. Can we do anything? Let me see. Check. If we check, he can actually flee here. So if we checked here, he can actually go there and then run. thinking that potentially rook f5, but then he'd play queen takes, pawn takes. Does he have enough? I think he still has enough material. Let's see, rook here. I'm thinking it's either there's two candidate moves, rook f4 or rook f5. It's this one here or this one here, because if we can check here, it's mate. All we gotta do is get our rook over here. So if we go rook f4, so here, there, we take. If he comes over here, we can actually pin. Yikesies. We play here, you can play there, we take there. Don't tell me, was I? No? Oh, you were right. Yikesies. Yeah. Yeah, that was my fault. Let me see. I apologize. Yikes. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, wow. We had the. Whoa. That is so weird. We set up the right one. Yeah. Wow. Because we have the same setup that we were talking about with a mate. That is odd. Yeah, great job. Great work. Wow. It was the same idea, but if you notice, our idea was to place it here, but the rook and queen switched, and the rook came here, so it was a very similar mate. That is pretty impressive. We saw the correct move, just wrong setup. Okay, I want to check to see why that. I think the reason that's wrong is we'd be down too much material if we played here. This is kind of the problem. Yeah, we'd be down way too much material, so yikes. Okay, we'll get back on a spree again, guys. So don't worry. We'll get back there. see. So knight moves. Oh, he's so close to me. What's white's threat? I think it's queen h5. I think it's queen h5. And knight takes d8, or knight takes d6. It's got like three, really two big ones. The knight takes are the big ones. I'm looking at something like potentially queen c5. Think of queen c5, or queen c7 maybe. But I think that's more reactive chess. I'm trying to find a really yeah, it is hard, but we can do it. We can do it. Because the idea of queen c5 is knight takes d8 and then d3 check. That type of a setup. That's the one headache you have to worry about. Yeah, I was looking at that too. Let's give it a shot. Oh, he's got enough material. This was about calculating piece count. So let's see. If we trade off a rook in there, let's see, a rook knight for a knight. Because we have 4 pieces. This equals 9 right here, so we have a queen. We're actually a whole rook up. In theory, and we're a whole rook up. Actually a pawn, a whole rook, and a pawn up. So it's going to be a really hard fight for the queen to go down. Let's take a look. And same thing here. Same thing here. Only move to save the day is that we just had to calculate that there was enough compensation through pieces. Probably we move up. We just go up the board. And yeah. And now we have this, that. We just have so much attack. That was a tough one. Yeah. Exactly. You know what? We're learning. That's that's the way you can get better. Don't worry about it. Hey, you know, don't trust me. Don't worry. Everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, it might be. Yeah. We're in chat. I know I sometimes forget that. I have to look at the whole board. What did his move do? That's kind of what we have to ask. What did his move do? And look at what his move did. I'm thinking king h2. If he tries a sacrifice, like to sack a piece back, he might be trying to go for the KO. Knight to f3. Yeah. He'll try to do something like that, and he even potentially could checkmate us with coming up here. He comes there, we come down. He even has a potential mate with his two things for, yeah. So I'm trying to see if I don't know if let me see. I think it might be king h1. Yeah, this unless you found this huge line here, it'd be very sad. And then if we try just moving down here, that's checkmate too.